Iorana, Yokwe, a very warm welcome to the Pacific Way. To help celebrate SPC's 70th anniversary this year, Pacific Way is showcasing some of the stories from the region that have featured on this program over the years. Tonight, we explore the history of kava, which has strong cultural significance in the region. We'll look at the history of the plant, its uses, both traditionally and as a pharmaceutical product. As a pharmaceutical product, kava was developed into a calming tablet, but later banned in Europe after it was alleged that it had detrimental effects on the liver. Despite this, kava continues to remain a valuable product, fetching high prices and providing much needed income for farmers in the region.
For years, kava has been an integral part of the Pacific culture and traditions. In Fiji, kava is locally known as yangona. It has many ceremonial uses among the indigenous people. The people of Panpipe in the Federated States of Micronesia also have strong cultural and traditional connections with kava. Other island countries of the Pacific that still use kava as a ceremonial drink are Vanuatu, Tonga, and Samoa. However, since the mid-1980s, kava drinking for social occasions in countries that don't grow kava became increasingly popular. High demand for kava as a cultural and social drink makes it an important cash crop for farmers. And in the late 90s, kava was developed as a pharmaceutical product. The discovery of kava as a natural depressant drug changed its commercial value overnight. Markets in Europe and other metropolitan countries caused an unprecedented demand across the Pacific region.
This is from the kava roots.
Dr. Subramani Sotiswaran is a chemistry lecturer at the University of the South Pacific, Fiji campus, and a strong advocate of kava.
They practically extracted the organic compounds that are responsible for the pharmaceutical activity. And they found that there were compounds called kava lactones from the roots, which had central nervous system relaxing effects, medications to cause like decrease the anxiety, like anti-anxiety medication, and sleep-inducing characteristics.
What determines the level of kava lactone in each plant is the age, the species, the soil, climatic conditions, and the part of kava chosen. The more kava lactone in the plant, the stronger the effect of the drink. For traditional kava growers, it was the best commercial crop they've ever had as compared to other traditional commodities like copra and taro. Kava took the international center stage as a natural depressant drug in Europe and other metropolitan countries. Other drug depressant producers viewed it as nothing more than a competitor because kava tablets were being sold without prescriptions. It was seen as a threat to their business. Any chance of reducing its popularity or even having it removed from the shelves would be very much in their favor.
Well, come to think of it, well, there are other medications to treat anxiety, to treat depression, sleep-inducing pills, right? Some of them are mostly synthetic pills. And synthetic pill, maybe the manufacturers, maybe, I'm not sure, competing or wanting to put an end to this because kava was freely available as a over-the-counter, medication. You go to the pharmacy, you buy it off the counter. So maybe that one way we look at it is kava must have been giving a hard time for that kind of business.
For kava countries like Fiji, Vanuatu, Samoa, and Tonga, a traditional plant with a high economic value is a dream come true. Kava now provides another avenue of diversity in the island's trading commodity. However, at the dawn of the new millennium, catastrophe hit the kava market in Europe. A ban was imposed on all kava products after cases of liver toxicity were reported. A ban in Europe triggered restrictions in Canada and the United States.
The German ban produced a kind of domino effect throughout the EU with regard to the sale of kava. The German evaluation with regard to its efficacy and safety carrying such weight that many countries appeared to follow the German example, I would say almost blind, without further medical investigation.
The first ever international kava meeting in 2004 was attended by scientists from around the globe and representatives from the kava-producing countries of Fiji, Vanuatu, Tonga, and Samoa. The delegates noted with interest Germany's decision and questioned its reasons for the ban. The support for kava was based on the fact that it has been consumed by Pacific Islanders for more than 3,000 years. So far, kava hasn't been blamed for liver disorders in the Pacific. Each indigenous community has their way of preparing kava, for both as a traditional and social beverage. The conference noted that the traditional form of preparing this concoction would be safer. In Fiji, Samoa, and Tonga, water constitutes most of the ingredients of the kava solution. The preparation starts with pounding of dried kava. The kava powder is then mixed with water. In Vanuatu, kava is prepared while it is still green. In Panpipe, kava or sakao is prepared with a difference. The preparation begins with the pounding of kava roots. A solution of slime from the bark of a hibiscus plant is then added to the crushed kava. Strong arms are then required to squeeze the kava mixture right into the coconut shell bowl that you would drink directly from. Scientists at the conference formed the view that if kava were to be blamed for causing liver problems, then it would have been more likely associated with the process of extracting the kava lactone.
I think the important issue for us as participants in the kava industry.
Fijian economist Navitalai Naisoro suggested at the International Kava Executive Council meeting in 2004 the ban by Germany was no more than a commercial ploy and pressure from pharmaceutical companies in Europe to ban kava products from shelves across the continent.
Kava's introduction into the West intrudes into lucrative markets for pharmaceuticals, nutraceuticals, and herbal products. There will be powerful interests and lobbies against the introduction and widespread use of kava. Similar lobbies from the soybean and corn oil industries have dealt successfully against the coconut oil industry, destroying the livelihood of many Pacific Islanders.
Meanwhile, on the island of Kandabo in Fiji, life is as usual for a kava farmer. Selection of a plant for harvesting depends more on its age. Scientifically known as Pipa methisticum, the plant matures at around 3 years. The longer the plant is left to grow and mature, the stronger it is. Removing the soil from fresh kava to ensure its cleanliness prior to consumption is necessary. Cleanliness is an important criteria for kava drinkers, as this also impacts a lot on its sale. Meanwhile, in other parts of the Pacific, kava is being adopted as a popular local brew. In Kiribati, kava drinking has become a serious affair. More than 5 commercial kava bars have since been established to meet local demand at the capital, Tarawa. Local version of a Fijian kava drinking is now commonly practiced. Another Pacific Island territory that doesn't grow kava but sells it in a Vanuatu version of a nakamal is New Caledonia. Since the early 1990s, there are more than 20 nakamals or kava bars established in Noumea alone.
Good? Very good. Really good. Definitely good.
Increasing popularity of kava drinking in Kiribati, New Caledonia, Nauru, and the Marshall Islands are testament to the growing market in the Pacific. Following the conference in 2004, Germany lifted the ban on kava, but with conditions.
They said kava ban is lifted, but the ban on the kava products remains. So when you say kava ban is lifted, it's like you can import kava, depends on the buyers in Germany.
In 2005, the World Health Organization appointed a 3-member committee, of which Professor Sotis Warren is a member, to carry out an assessment of the health risks of kava. The committee in its report concluded that kava doesn't have a toxic effect on liver. The committee recommended further research into kava and that it shouldn't be prescribed to liver patients.
The available evidence relating to the safety of kava.
Delegates to the 2004 Suva International Kava Executive Council meeting from Fiji, Vanuatu, Samoa and Tonga expressed the need for more collaboration, networking and support for each other. The group also proposed the implementation of a kava standard policy to ensure quality in order for kava to re-enter the international markets. They strongly believe that kava is a cash crop for the rural farmers and communities. It has very strong links to society and will soon become a dominant beverage in the Pacific. There is a lot of work that needs to be done to restore the image of the local brew. The former head of the Pacific Islands Forum Secretariat, the late Greg Irwin, pledged his organization's support for the troubled industry.
The Forum Secretariat has been at the forefront in addressing the difficulties that our producers and exporters have faced since late 2001 when the bans were imposed. The Secretariat will continue to be so.
Kava will remain close to the heart of Pacific Islanders. There was always optimism that kava will make another break into the international pharmaceutical market. After 6 years of dialogue and negotiations, the European market reopened its doors to the Pacific in November 2008. Hopes are high and excitement is growing among kava growers and kava dealers in the Pacific Islands, now that the Chinese and the Indian markets have also shown interest in buying the commodity.
Welcome back. You're watching The Pacific Way. Using only instruments made from bamboo, the Panpipe music culture has been an integral part of many cultures in the Solomon Islands, from Makira to as far as the Shortland Islands in the Western Province. We leave you now with this Panpipe performance from Solomon Islands. Be sure to check out all our videos and stories on the Pacific Community YouTube channel and the Pacific Way Facebook page. Until next time, goodbye, no fola.
The Nukukaisi group hailed from Tikopia, a Polynesian outlier in the eastern part of the Solomons, I think closer to Rotuma. That's where we originally from, and then we sailed and lived in Makera. So at the moment we are in Makera and adopting the host culture, which is a Melanesian one. So the last performance was in fact reflecting our host culture plus our original culture put together, blended together, and what you have seen is the byproduct of the two Polynesian and Melanesian amalgamated together.